Whether you've got the teeny tiny iPhone 12 mini or the largest iPhone Apple has ever made, you cannot go wrong with any iPhone you pick up here in 2021. And whether you're contemplating a new iPhone purchase, maybe you just took a new iPhone out of the box, or you've had your new iPhone for a while but you really want to learn the ins and outs and all this phone can do, you have come to the right place, or I guess the right video specifically, because in this video, I'm breaking down all the great things this iPhone 12 series can do, all the cool features, really kind of learn the ins and outs, the fundamentals, and really just brush up on the basics and show you all the cool things the iPhone 12 can do. Now, it really doesn't matter if you picked up an iPhone SE or an iPhone 12 Pro Max or something in between. This video is really going to be applicable to any iPhone you happen to have. So everyone's gonna learn something from this video. So if you take a look at the top of your screen, you'll notice a padlock. That when the padlock is locked, your phone is locked and you cannot access it. But once Face ID completes a successful scan of your face, it's gonna move to an unlocked state, and now your phone is ready to be unlocked. To unlock your phone, instead of pressing a home button like we would on older phones, you're gonna take your finger and swipe up from the bottom to the top. This is going to basically take you to your home screen, and now you're inside of your phone. And this is kind of a good lesson to kind of keep in mind for everything you do on your phone. If you're ever in an app and you wanna go home, just swipe up from the bottom to the top. That's kind of the replacement for that physical button, is the gesture swipe from the bottom to the top to go home. That is definitely the most important gesture you should be aware of, but there are a couple others you should know as well. If you're inside of an app and you want to bring up the multitasking menu and kind of jump between different apps, instead of double tapping on the home button like you would on an older iPhone, you want to take your finger and slide from the bottom to the top of the phone, but kind of stop there in the middle. You'll kind of get this little card interface. You'll see all the different apps you have open, and then you can simply slide between them. And if you want to force close an app, you can kind of flick that card away from bottom to top to get rid of that app and kind of force close it, allowing you to relaunch it. Another one is Control Center. Instead of swiping from the bottom to the top like on an older iPhone, you're gonna swipe down from the upper right-hand corner of the display. Go ahead and do that gesture, and that will reveal Control Center. This is a great way to see kind of all the quick commands on your phone. You can turn on and off Wi-Fi. You can turn airplane mode on and off. You can get to a flashlight. Lots of really useful things inside of Control Center. And last but certainly not least, to get to all your notifications, to see everything in your notification center, you just want to swipe from the top to the bottom from the middle of your iPhone's display. So just swipe down from the top to the bottom. That'll reveal all your notifications. And then again, of course, if you want to get home, just swipe from the bottom to the top to exit out of anything and get back to the home screen. I want to spend a minute here just to kind of focus on Face ID, because I know for a lot of people who are switching to the iPhone for the first time, or they're coming from an older generation model, it's a little hard to get used to Face ID because we're so used to that home button, something we've seen over and over again on iPhones for years, and it was just kind of something we became accustomed to, and we knew exactly what that button was for, what it could do, and now it's gone, which can be a little bit confusing. So let me kind of explain what happened to the home button and what's in its place. For the past few years, Apple has been using their new Face ID technology. It's basically a bunch of custom components all working together that'll scan your face and then unlock your phone. Instead of you having to punch in a passcode or have to scan your finger, it's just gonna scan your face and you are good. It's really nice, it's secure, it's convenient, but it is a little bit to get used to. For example, maybe you set up your Face ID when you first set up your iPhone, but your phone's not unlocking correctly, maybe it's taking a little longer than you expect, or it's just not working right. Luckily, we can redo that Face ID scan and make sure your Face ID is working in tip-top shape and make sure it's unlocking super quickly. We're gonna head into the Settings app a lot in this video, and to point it out, it is that app on your iPhone's home screen that looks kind of like a gear. It's gray, has a dark gray kind of circle inside. Go ahead and tap on that, and then we're gonna scroll down just a bit to the Face ID and passcode option. Go ahead and tap on that. You're gonna be prompted to enter your iPhone's passcode, which I will do. And then we have a couple of different options here. You have a bunch of other options in here which we won't get into right now, but the one we want to focus on here is this set up alternate appearance. Essentially what this is going to do is scan your face once again, but it's really used if you want to set up, like the name suggests, an alternate appearance. Maybe you grew out a beard, maybe you want to have your iPhone recognize you better with a hat or a pair of sunglasses you wear all the time. It's just a way for your iPhone to learn your face, better recognize it, and authenticate much faster than having to go through kind of the one scan of your face it knows when you set up the phone. So let's go ahead and set up another scan by tapping on Set Up Alternate Appearance. And we're going to go through that same motion you're probably familiar with. We're just gonna rotate our head around as the dot projector does its thing. We're gonna do it one more time, moving a little bit more slowly. And we can tap done. And now we're done. Your phone now has a second registration of your face, and it should allow the Face ID system to work much better and should solve some of your problems. Let's jump into the camera app for a second so I can kind of explain what some of these weird cryptic icons are there for and what exactly they do. So here is our default camera interface, and we've got a couple of different options here to choose from right off the bat. At kind of the middle of the display, you'll be able to jump between the different lenses. So if you're on an iPhone 12 Pro or Pro Max, you've got 3 to choose from: ultra wide, normal, and then telephoto. And then if you're on an iPhone 12 or 12 mini, you've just got these 2 options, which I think are probably the best: the ultra wide and kind of the standard lens as well. You'll notice up at the top right, you've got 2 options. On the very right is kind of this circle that, if you have it on, will be kind of pulsating out, and you'll see a little live indicator there. That is a live photo, which is basically, think of it like a GIF. It's sort of a little movie that'll capture a couple of frames before the photo is taken, a couple of frames after, and it looks like a photo, but you can essentially long press and see a little bit more of the detail that happened in between when that shutter was snapped, so to speak. Kind of cool, a little bit of a gimmick, but it is there if you want to take advantage of it. And then if you have an iPhone 12 Pro or Pro Max, you have an Apple Pro RAW option here. So if you tap on this little RAW button to turn it on, this is going to allow you to take photos in the Apple Pro RAW format. Just gives you a little bit more control and flexibility in the post-production process of that photo. For color correction and stuff like that, you can really kind of dial things in and tweak as you'd like, but for most people, I'd probably recommend turning that off. At the bottom here, we can swipe between the different modes here. We've got video mode, we've got slow-mo mode, we've got time-lapse, we've also got the regular photo mode, portrait mode, and a panoramic mode as well. So you can kind of jump into those settings, have fun, and experiment to your heart's content, and really enjoy all the awesome things this iPhone's camera system can do. Now, one issue you might run into when you start to share the video you've recorded on your new iPhone 12 is an instance where the video looks like this. It looks too bright, it looks all messed up, but don't panic, there's actually a way to fix this, or better yet, just to kind of turn this off entirely. Now, this is actually thanks to a really cool feature on the iPhone 12 series, which is Dolby Vision HDR. You can capture more dynamic range, better colors, but if you're not a professional videographer on your iPhone, or you don't really want to tinker with the video editing apps and Final Cut, it's probably easier if you just turn this feature off entirely and just make sure your video always looks normal. To do that, head back into Settings, our favorite app here. We're gonna scroll down until we see the option for the camera app. We're gonna tap on that. We're gonna then tap on Record Video, and then you have a toggle here for HDR video. You can just toggle this off, and now your video is always going to record in the most compatible format, and you'll never have that weird issue again. You can always come back, toggle it on if you wanna play around with it later, or you change your mind, but to keep things simple, turn it off and just don't worry about it. Next, I want to talk about how to turn off your iPhone. I know that sounds simple, but as someone who considers himself kind of a technical person and someone who usually knows this stuff, when I first got the iPhone 10, I was totally bamboozled and could not figure out for the life of me how to turn it off. Apple doesn't make this as easy as it was on older iPhones, so let me explain exactly how to turn your phone off. All you want to do is press the volume up button, the volume down button, and then press and hold the power button on the other side of the phone. You're now going to get an option here to slide to power off your phone. Just go and take your finger and slide that option, and then your phone will begin the power down process and will completely turn off. That's how you do it. To turn your phone back on, just go ahead and press and hold on the power button for about 3 to 5 seconds until you see the Apple logo. Once you see the Apple logo, your phone is booting back up. Give it a few seconds and your phone should be back up and running in no time. One of my favorite iPhone features is screenshotting, to be able to easily take a snapshot of exactly what is on my iPhone screen. And also I can add text, I can circle and kind of annotate on top of it. There are so many awesome ways to customize your screenshot. Let me show you exactly how to do that. So to take a screenshot on your iPhone, you want to press and hold the volume up button and the power button at the same time. Press those buttons in at the same time, you'll see your iPhone screen kind of flash white, and then let's go ahead and tap on the little preview in the bottom left. This is going to bring up kind of the screenshot editor, and this lets you do a lot of really cool things. So I can just crop the image just by kind of taking my finger and dragging around these rectangles. Maybe I don't want everyone to see my bottom row of apps. I can just kind of keep it locked to there. That's an easy way to crop. I could also do things like highlight certain things like, man, look how hot it is in Southern California, 82 degrees. That's crazy. I can also do things like add text. I can add a magnifier if I want to by tapping the little plus icon there. So let's say I want to add a magnifier. I can do that. And hey, look at the activity ring. That's crazy. You kind of get the idea. You can do a lot of really cool editing of your screenshots right with this built-in utility inside of iOS 14. And once you're done, just go ahead and tap done in the upper left, and you can save this to photos, files, you can delete it or cancel and go back and make more changes. We can just tap save the photos. It's done, save the photos, and it's easy as that. One of the biggest features to come with the release of iOS 14 is widget support. Widgets are these really cool little things that go on your home screen that give you great information at a glance. So what the weather is, maybe a recent photo, calendar information, right on your home screen with all your apps without you ever having to actually open up a specific app. Widgets are awesome. Let me show you how to add those to your home screen. So just go ahead and tap and hold on any icon here on your home screen, then tap edit home screen. Then go to the upper left-hand corner of your home screen to the plus icon, tap on that. And now we can see all of the different widgets available for us to add. You have a bunch of stock options that the iPhone kind of gives you out of the box. You can also get some other third-party widgets if you install some third-party apps. So you can definitely look around for some really cool widgets, but let's just use kind of a basic one, for example. Let's go with the weather. We love the weather, love to see a 5-day forecast at a glance. Let's go ahead and add that to our home screen. To do so, we're just gonna tap and hold, and we're just gonna drag it out to our home screen. And we can see here, we can pick exactly where we want it to go. We can put it at the bottom, the middle, the top. Let's just stick with the top. And once we have it in a place we wanna keep it at, we're gonna tap on done. And there you go. Now you've got your weather widget on your home screen. So you can swipe between your different home screens, you can open up different apps, and now every time you go to your home screen and unlock your phone, you're automatically going to see the weather right on top of your apps. Super cool, love widgets. Definitely add some to your home screen and kind of give your home screen a little bit of a custom flair. There are two other really important display options that I want to make sure you are aware of. They're going to be inside of settings and then display and brightness. And two settings here I want to talk about. One is True Tone and the other is going to be light mode and dark mode. So let's start with the first one here, which is True Tone. True Tone is an awesome technology that's automatically going to shift the color temperature of your phone based on the ambient lighting in the room. So sometimes your phone could look a little bit more warmer, a little bit more orange, and sometimes a little bit cooler, a little bit more blue. Some people really love this. It's supposed to be a little bit more comfortable, easy on the eyes. If you're like me, I just would prefer to have it off entirely. So you can choose right here whether you want to have it on or just simply toggle it off. And also light mode and dark mode. Again, another personal preference. Some people really love the dark appearance of their phone screen. It's easier on the eyes. It's easier to kind of read long articles and stuff like that, while others like the light appearance. You can switch here between light mode and dark mode just by tapping on which one you prefer, or best of both worlds, you can set it up to automatically transition from one to the other. So for example, by default here, when it's light outside, you're gonna be in light mode, and when the sun sets, your phone will transition to dark mode, kind of easing you into a more calming, relaxing routine as you get ready for bed. That as an option inside of settings, I definitely recommend you check out and configure for yourself and your liking. Rounding out the list here as we get near the end is low power mode. This is a great way to really maximize the battery life on your phone. Maybe you're away from a charger, you're gonna be out all day. This is a way to make sure you get as much life, as much juice out of that battery as possible. You wanna head into settings, then go to battery, and then at the top, toggle on low power mode. What this is gonna do is stop a lot of the automatic stuff that's happening on your iPhone in the background all the time, like fetching for new email or uploading photos to iCloud or location services, stuff like that. It's gonna stop all that because those are slowly kind of sipping away and draining the battery life that you have. Now putting that to a stop with low power mode on is going to maximize the battery to give you as much life as possible. Last, but certainly not least, is making sure your phone's data is safe and secure and backed up automatically and regularly. So if your phone was destroyed, there was water damage, or you just get a new phone, that you can easily get all the information from your phone and transfer it to a new device. Now, you can still plug your phone into your PC or Mac. There are software solutions that'll back up your phone with a wire. But one thing that Apple's really trying to move everyone to these days is iCloud Drive and iCloud Backups, which is basically going to automatically take all the information on your phone and back it up to the cloud, Apple's safe and secure iCloud server. To make sure your phone is being backed up, we're gonna head into settings. We're gonna go right up to the top here with our name, tap on that, and then tap on iCloud, and then scroll down to the option that says iCloud Backup and make sure that that is toggled on. If that's on and everything is set up, your phone is automatically gonna back up at night. All your contacts, your calendars, your videos, your apps, your photos, all that is going to be backed up automatically, safely and securely. And we can even see here when the last time a successful backup occurred. But a little caveat to this is that Apple only gives 5 gigabytes of iCloud Drive space for free. And we can see how much we've used by going back here and scrolling to the top here, and we can see under storage, that's how much iCloud storage we've used and how much is available. And as we can see here, I've used 242 gigs of iCloud storage, which means I really quickly burned through that 5 gigabyte limit a long time ago. Now, Apple does have a lot of different options you can choose from. Probably for most people, this 50 gigabyte option for 99 cents a month is really the way to go. And I know it's kind of annoying, but I do think that the $12 a year is very worthwhile just to make sure that everything on your phone is safe and secure, and just having that peace of mind to know that in the event that something was to happen, all your data is safe and accessible if need be. And that is it. Those are kind of the basics, the fundamentals, and all the cool features that your iPhone 12 has built in and all the cool things it's capable of, plus some other things that are kind of some shortcuts and some good things to know to really get the most out of your iPhone experience. If you happen to learn anything or you want to share some tips and tricks with the community, the wonderful Apple Circle community, leave that in a comment down below. But hopefully this video was helpful for you. We've got a lot of other cool videos in the works, so be sure to subscribe to the Apple Circle channel if you have not already. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Robert Rosenfeld from the Apple Circle, and I will see you guys in the next one.